give me water today. It's all right. Yeah, again, as always, thanks for coming out and joining us. Thanks a lot. Obviously, want to wish you guys and your families a happy Thanksgiving as we start the Thanksgiving week. Just a little bit about our schedule this week, obviously, with the game Saturday, Thanksgiving, Thursday, we adjust things a little bit. Instead of Thursday afternoon, we'll go in the morning, Thanksgiving morning, and try to be off the field by noon to give our local players that have opportunities to get home, to go home and spend time with their family and friends during this holiday. Meetings and practice and those things will take place in the morning. And like I said, most of the local players will have opportunity to go home and get back here in time for Friday morning, where we'll get into our Friday routine. Obviously the Michigan game, as I said after the game Saturday, was one of those games that I didn't feel very good coming out of, that we did a great job as coaches or players. There haven't been many of those games this season where I was disappointed in our effort or disappointed in us putting our players in the best possible position to have success, but this one was one. And we've worked really hard to get these things corrected. As I said before, we're still chasing that sixth victory, and we're out of time. This is one opportunity. It's kind of like I told our team, it's like being in a wild card playoff game. It's win or go home. For us, as we talked about taking the next step as a program, obviously one of the first next steps is becoming a bowl eligible team, to where that becomes our standard. And for us to be this late in the season and still have an opportunity to compete for that opportunity, I take my hats off to this team, because we faced a lot of adversity this season. Obviously, when you lose a good amount of your players, your production on both sides of the ball, and we're still, have a chance on Saturday to win a sixth game to put us in position to go to a bowl game, I think that's would be a great accomplishment, as well as a great testament for the seniors in this program, that they're leaving this program better than when they came, because not one of these guys have ever participated in a bowl game. I'm pleased with how they responded. They showed up yesterday for work. They've continued to put the effort in, and now what we've got to do is, like I talked about with our team, is have the necessary focus. This won't be an easy game. Obviously, Rutgers is playing just like we are for that sixth win, so it makes it a game that we both are very desperate to win. And when that happens, I anticipate it to be a four-quarter, tough, hard-fought game. And as I always say, it's hard to win on the road in the Big Ten. So we'll have our work cut out for us. I got a lot of respect for Greg and the program he's built there. And I know our players are ready to go up to New Jersey and compete to win number 6. Our captains for this week will be Spencer Anderson, Talia Tungavailoa, Jordan Mosley, and Tayon Fleet Davis will serve as our game captains for this week. And I guess with that, I'll open it up to questions.
Mike, jumping right into Rutgers, looking at their numbers, they're second best in the Big Ten at getting off the field on third down.
Yeah.
What makes them so special in that situation on that side of the ball? What sort of challenge is that going to provide you guys this Saturday?
Yeah, I think the big thing is, they are very skilled players in their secondary. They play a lot of man coverage on third down. They're able to keep guys in front of them. Their nose guard, number 50, I think, is probably one of the best nose guards we'll face in terms of being a very active guy. He's not very big, but I tell you what, he's really disruptive. 97 on the edge is another one of those disruptive defensive ends. So, they do a good job of getting you into some third and long situations, which usually aren't to the advantage of the offense, but they do a great job of, executing their man coverage techniques, and they've got guys in the secondary. Number 0, their safety, is a physical player, does a great job of, they blitz him, they play him deep middle in the deep middle part of the field, and he plays very physical. So, those guys do a good job on third down.
Hey, Coach, and kind of flipping to the other side of the ball for Rutgers, Bo Melton, I know, is a big guy for him. That's kind of integral to what they do on offense. So what kind of sticks out about him to you guys on tape?
Yeah, I think the big thing is when you watch him, he's one of those guys, when you look at the receivers with, number 2, I think, is out, obviously, with injury. But he's one of those guys, I think he has like over 90 targets. So that means to me that he's a guy that they try to get involved and get the ball to. Between him and Pacheco, They've got the kind of wildcat quarterback. Both, those three guys all do a really good job, as well as, like I said, Vigil is the guy that makes this thing go. But with Bo Melton, his skill set, he had a pretty good game against us last year, and he's one of the ones that when you watch him on offense that they try to feature. Him and Pacheco are the two guys that they try to get the ball to, and we've got to obviously do our part to try to eliminate them as much as we can from their game plan.
When you look at some of your young defensive linemen like Darrell Jackson, Taze Johnson, I mean, how much has them getting into games, getting some game reps, helped them grow as they're just in their freshman year? Yeah,
I know with Darrell Jackson, I mean, you look at him and he's playing like a veteran player right now for us. We've implemented Taze. Taze's played quite a bit in what we call our dime rabbits package because he is a twitchy guy in the interior that can rush the passer. Over the last 2-3 weeks, we played a lot of Tommy Aking-Basote as well. So, that was one of the rooms that we tried to get answered or at least get fixed over the last recruiting course or recruiting cycle. And, all those guys have contributed greatly to our, development. Now, to me, obviously we're not playing great on defense right now, but I do think the reps and the meaningful reps that these guys are taking will benefit us as we continue to build the program.
Hey, Coach. This team, despite a lot of tough losses you guys had this year, you're obviously fighting for a bowl eligibility. Just what has been your message to these guys? Despite this 3-game losing streak, there's still something to play for coming on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, I think you hit it right on its head. When you have a chance to compete for bowl eligibility and you're at the last part of your season, that's something we haven't had around here for some time, where it's, win or go home. So as I told them yesterday, if I have to motivate you if I got to say some things to motivate you to go out and put the work in this week that's necessary to prepare you to go up to Rutgers and play to our ability, then it's not the team I thought we have. But I can tell you this is that team, and this team continues to work. Like I said, Saturday I wasn't happy with the way we coached or played or executed against one of the best teams that we faced all season, and it showed. But I do think these guys got a lot of pride. We've got 25 seniors that dearly would love to extend their season and their time as Terps. They've been through a lot. They've done a lot for this program. And I think it would only fitting that this class has the opportunity to kind of lay the top of the foundation for us to build on, those extra practices you earn by going to a bowl are very necessary and meaningful when you develop a young team, which we still have. And so I think those guys are doing a great job of pulling these guys along. And so we're excited about the opportunity. I mean, like I said, it's as close to a playoff game as you'll be a part of at this level. And, we need to put the work in the next few days and then go up and give them all we got.
Hey, Coach Locks back here. Good to see you. I got a fun one for you today. With Thanksgiving coming up, what's your favorite Thanksgiving side dish?
Man, you took Dave's stuff, man. He just jumped right in. But, I mean, as I've always said, I'm one of those guys, being a DMV guy, kind of like the crab stuffing. Take some nice lump crab meat, the Maryland blue crab meat, and put it in your stuffing and I'm a big stuffing guy, as you can tell. So that's probably my favorite side.
And the other one we're asking is turkey or ham?
Man, between my wife and Abby, they've kind of taken me off of red meat. And so I do think I've earned the right to maybe have a little honey-baked ham this weekend or this Thursday. But I'm saying both. I mean, it is Thanksgiving, so I would say both, but it's hard to turn down a nice honey-baked ham, man.
Yeah, I guess we'll jump in on
Rookie.
That's my thing. No. Looking at Thanksgiving, what jumps off the table? What makes this? What's going to make this meal special for you to be able to spend time with the family a couple days before the final game?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously this time of year is when you really do start thinking about what you're thankful for. And obviously for me, man, and I say this a lot, and this is the job that I always coveted. So been very, very thankful for this opportunity. And we probably still have a lot of work to do, but I'm pleased with the direction that we're headed. very thankful that I was given this opportunity to lead a group of guys, this team, because I do know their stories, and I know this senior group really has a spot there in my heart because I do know what they've been through. And, after a couple of years, I said, you come in kind of as the stepdad the first year or two, where it's like, hey, you ain't my dad. But then after, 2 or 3 years, after spending time with each other, you get to know each other. And this group has embraced everything that we've brought to the table. So real thankful for these 25 seniors and these players that I get the opportunity to coach and develop and, for more than just winning games, but developing them for their life. So for me to have a platform like this, being a guy that grew up in the southwest section of D.C., went to Ballou High School, and to be able to lead this team, very thankful for that.
I have 2 questions. My first one is for you personally. You grew up in this area. You've been around this program and have a strong relationship with this program, obviously. What will it mean to you to be able to get the program to that being bowl eligible?
Well, that's what it's all about. I didn't come here to not be a part of building this thing into what I think it can become. And when I talk about the best is ahead, which, a motto that the late Trevor Moag gave me and that I used a bunch when I talk about this program, to get this thing to where we can become a bowl eligible team as our standard. That's the first piece. But I really do believe that with the investment that has been made in the Maryland football, with the talent in this area, that we have an opportunity to really build this thing into something that could be very, very powerful in college football. And that's my vision, because I've been here before when we've gotten it to that stage and played a major role in helping get it to that point. And I know it can be done because I've been here when we've done it. It's a lot of heavy lifting, obviously, involved from 3 years ago walking into dealing with the tragedy of Jordan McNair and developing the team and, building our fan base back. And, I'm just glad we got fans that are disappointed that we're, fighting for a 6-6 season. That, to me, is something in itself from where we were when I got here to where we are now. So it means everything to me to try to get this thing to where we're bowl eligible. That becomes a standard, and that we build on that. And I do think and believe we have a chance to, the next few years, compete for what I think is a Big Ten championship because of the investments being made, because of the type of kids we've been able to recruit, and now it's about developing them.
Now, I'm going back to Thanksgiving food. Is there a particular dish that you think gets too much hype or you think is overrated?
Yeah. I am not a big sweet potato guy, man. For some reason, I only would eat Vanita Locksley, rest in peace, my mom's, because she either put a lot of brown sugar and a lot of marshmallows in it, but just like the old just sweet potato cut up and just kind of not a big fan, and definitely not into the cranberry, the jiggly thing on there. Like, you can keep that off to the side, like don't even put it near me. The texture just kind of gets me. He likes cranberry? Well, I guarantee you, Miss Adeline, Grandma Adeline knows how to make them like Vanita Locksley did, but, I can't eat everybody's sweet potatoes. Happy Thanksgiving, guys. Enjoy it.